अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नारायण परा वेदा देवा नारायणाङ्गजाः नारायण परालोका नारायण परामखाः नारायण परो योगो नारायण परन्तपः नारायण परं ज्ञानं नारायण परागतिः। तस्मात् केन मनसा भगवान् सात्वतां पतिः श्रोतव्य कीर्तितव्यश्च ध्येय पूज्यश्च नित्यदा। जयति जगति मायां यस्य कायाधवस्ते वचनरचनमेकं केवलं शाकलय्य ध्रुवपदमपि यातो यत्कृपातो ध्रुवोऽयं सकलकुशलपात्रं ब्रह्मपुत्रं नतास्मि। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः। We are seeing the Narada Bhakti Sutras, and we have seen up to Sutra 51 in the Narada Bhakti Sutra. And we are saying that Parama Prema is anirvachaniya. It cannot be explained. The experience of Bhagavan or the Parama Prema of Bhagavan cannot be explained to others. It cannot be described because it is anirvachaniya, says Sage Narada. And the discussion of these next two sutras also are based on it. Sutra 52, Moha Swadhanavat. Aswadhana means that experience of bliss or that delightful taste like that. Mukha means a dumb man. So a dumb man cannot explain his experiences, explain his taste in this situation. It is taste. He cannot explain anything. What he experienced, he cannot explain. And Parama Prema or Para Bhakti is also like that, says Sage Narada. When we experience that Parama Prema of Bhagavan, there will be some outward reactions, like for some people the tears will be coming from their eyes, they will smile, they will be in that pose of ananda. For some people it will sweat profusely, they sweat profusely. For some people they will shiver, their hands and all will shiver. So these are all can be outward reactions when they experience that Parama Prema or Para Bhakti. But it is not common to all. And for whoever experienced Parama Prema or Para Bhakti, this is not the reaction also. For some people, they may get this reaction. So that reaction, what we experience inside, cannot be exactly said outside. For some people, there may be some reaction like this. That also we can understand that they are experiencing Para Bhakti or Parama Prema towards Bhagavan. We can understand, that's all. But no one can exactly explain that feeling because it is beyond the mind and the intellect. So Narada says that it is just like the experience of the dumb man. The dumb man also, whatever taste he experiences, he cannot exactly say it out. In that way, we are also like dumb man only, because when we experience that taste of sweetness, how can we explain it? It is so sweet, we can say. But the others also will eat the same sweet. Suppose I'm tasting a chocolate. I will say it is very tasty. So the other person will also take it and taste it. So it is common. But bhakti is not common. I can say that I experienced Bhagavan and Parama Prema towards Bhagavan, so blissful. But the other cannot experience the same thing. It is based on so many factors like the spiritual development, the karma, or all that guna, everything. Since it is not common, and it cannot be explained. It is like the experience of the Mukhavata, that is like a dumb man. In the next sutra, Sage Narada explains that Prakashate Kwapi Patre. It shines in a fit person. Kwapi Patre means in any vessel, it shines. That is, vessel means here it indicates the mind. It shines in the person who is fit to receive it. Who becomes the person fit to receive it? One who practices, that is, one who performs the bhakti sadhanas regularly without any interruption. They have to experience and practice this bhakti sadhana, and no one should force them. That is, they should practice this bhakti out of love for Bhagavan, not out of any compulsion or fear or for desire. We all practice the sadhanas, but it is completely desire oriented. So it should not be like that, because when we worship Bhagavan for some desires, then our concentration will divert towards that desire satisfaction. So that is not right. We must concentrate only on Bhagavan. For that, we need a mature mind. So we must practice the sadhana out of love for Bhagavan. When we practice like this, our individuality will dissolve. It is the ahankara that blocks this parama prema. That is, when we have desires, it is out of individuality, isn't it? So it blocks that parama prema towards Bhagavan. When we practice this bhakti out of love for Bhagavan, then the individuality in us, the ego in us will dissolve in that bhakti. So we experience that parama prema. Narada says that the reflection of Bhagavan falls on all beings, regardless whether it is living or non-living, it's an animal or an insect or a human being, or a very intelligent human being or a very dull human being. It falls on all. But it is the individuality and mind that separates it, or that blocks that reflection of Bhagavan. So we have to melt in that bhakti. Bhakti is Bhagavan. There is no difference between Bhagavan and bhakti. To that level, we have to practice the spiritual sadhana. Then we can experience that parama prema, says Narada. And he also gives some of the few examples for this. There is the apt examples for this is the bhakti of Prahlada. He dissolved his individuality in bhakti. He was not conscious of his body or mind. That's why when his father dropped him from the top of the mountain, nothing happened to him, because he was not aware of that, he was not conscious of the body. So he was not aware of anything. That bhakti one must develop. So then we will experience that parama prema towards Bhagavan. Actually, when the people disturbed Prahlada, when his father beat him, or whatever, some other Ashura children, they also disturbed him. Nothing disturbed his mind, because he was so much attached to Bhagavan. He was not aware of anything. He completely dissolved his individuality in bhakti. Next is the bhakti of Gajendra. First and all, he was conscious of his self only. He was conscious of his body and mind. But at one stage, that Gajendra realized that nothing can help me other than Bhagavan. So he completely merged his individuality in Bhagavan, and he came immediately. And another example is no need to say Hanuman. He doesn't have his own individuality. He is born to love Bhagavan, Sri Ram. So that is one example. And another is the Vibhishana. Even though he was an Asura, just like Prahlada, he completely surrendered to Bhagavan Sri Ram. He dissolved his individuality into Bhagavan Sri Ram. So that is another example. And Garuda. So all these are all great examples, so that we can see up to it and learn from them. Especially all these people, among all them, Prahlada is the supreme bhakti of Prahlada. So all these are the examples. Like this, when we dissolve our individuality in Bhagavan, then we will experience that parama prema. But that parama prema cannot be explained, just like a Mukhavata. And when a person, a bhakta, is ready to receive his love, then Bhagavan manifests in him. He just manifests in him. It is only the mind and his individuality, or that is ego, that blocks it. So in the next sutra also, Sage Narada continue with this explanation, which I will continue in my next upload.